Hey, everybody. My name's Pat Miletich. Most people know me as former UFC champion and also coach of many UFC champions, Pride champions, and pay-per-view athletes. Listen, I've got an interesting story of health and wellness and comebacks, and I'll go ahead and tell you that now. I was raised in a house that had a leaky basement. Every time it rained, it flooded, and a lot of black mold existed in that basement. Now, I'm 50 years old, so some of you don't realize that I didn't know anything and we didn't know anything about black mold back in those days. And as I got older, I started to realize why I was having respiratory issues. You know, I was an athlete my whole life, wrestling, played football. But in high school, my wrestling coach asked me during endurance drills when we were doing sprints if I smoked cigarettes. And of course I didn't. I just couldn't breathe correctly. I felt like I had asthma. And never figured it out. I had to work twice as hard as everybody else to get in as good a shape as everybody else. So eventually, when I became a professional athlete, a professional fighter, combat sports, I was lucky enough to discover a product that added 25% more oxygen at a cellular level. Now, that product allowed me in 1 week's time to be able to go from sparring with very high-level professional boxers, because most people that understand MMA understand that you've got to be well-rounded. You've got to train with high-level boxers, high-level kickboxers, high-level wrestlers, high-level submission grapplers, so you've got to have a complete game. And obviously, you've got to do a lot of strength and conditioning training. In 1 week's time, I was able to go from sparring 3 to 4 rounds with very high-level world-class boxers, 3 to 4 rounds, all the way up to 10 and 12 rounds in almost a week, just under a week's time. And so I had discovered something that had unlocked the problems that I had endured with my respiratory system and getting enough oxygen to my system. And so with that added 25% more oxygen at a cellular level, I was able to train extremely hard 2 to 3 times a day and wake up the next day and I wasn't sore at all. And I started to give it to my athletes, and my athletes started getting the same results. And basically I kept it secret, and I made my fighters keep it secret from the rest of the MMA world for over a decade, because we always wanted that secret component. Gave us the edge to train even harder and stay healthy. So about a month ago, I discovered through a friend of mine, Black Oxygen Organics. And when he told me that it added 40 to 45% more oxygen at a cellular level, which is over twice as much as twice as much almost as the old product that I was on, I realized that this was something that was big. It was revolutionary, and it would change health and endurance sports forever. And not only that, it has 60 times its carrying weight to remove heavy metals from the cells by nature. It's an anti-inflammatory and many, many other benefits to this. It is literally lightning in a bottle. I don't call it black oxygen. I call it black gold, because this is the real deal. And my children, after 10 days of being on this product, I just wanted them to get on it for the health benefits and to see what happened, because one is a high-level rower who has a scholarship to go to a Division I university here in the United States for rowing academics. And then my other daughter, who is a sophomore, is already getting offers from schools for swimming. So we got them on the products, and they started using it. And about 10 days into it, during dinner, they both brought up that it was working. And my daughter, who is a rower, is currently on a club before she leaves for college that is one of the best in the world. And they have the number 2 girl in the world on that team. And she said that when they were rowing, and they row in the Mississippi River, which is, sometimes against the current, she said on the up current part of it, she couldn't believe how good she felt, and that it almost felt like she wasn't even working out while pushing it as hard as she could. And my sophomore daughter, who's a swimmer, said that she was crushing her PR times already. And that's something that you just don't do when you've been swimming or rowing your entire life. You don't just suddenly, out of the blue, start crushing your PRs unless something dramatically changed. And the only thing that changed was Black Oxygen Organics. And that's huge. And also, I decided on Monday, which was Memorial Day here in the United States, to go out and do 22 miles for the number of veterans that commit suicide per day, kind of a tribute to them and a tribute to those who died in service to my nation. Now, mind you, I haven't done a long run in a year and a half, nothing more than probably 5 miles. So I went out and I did 22 miles. And I have to be honest with you, I thought that I was going to wake up crippled the next day, and I really didn't have a whole lot of pain at all. It felt like I got a light leg workout in the day before, and I was able to go out and do another 5 miles that day, and then another 5 the following day and have been running since. And I've got to tell you, the recovery from this is incredible. So all I can tell people is that, for anybody that has physical ailments, you have to put the right things in your body, and fulvic minerals are the missing component. The soil has been depleted so badly, where we all get our food from, been depleted from minerals and vitamins, that we have to get it somehow. And Mark St. Onge has figured that out. This is the biggest breakthrough in health and fitness supplements that I've ever seen. And I've been in high-level sports for many, many years, and I've had hundreds upon hundreds of products pushed to me, and I've never, ever seen anything like this. And this is like drinking a hyperbaric chamber. And for those that, the current economic times that we're in, I tell you what, it's going to afford you an opportunity to get some financial independence from the system, if you'd like, to not depend on other people for a check. And that is true freedom. And that's what I've done. I do TV commentary for a living now, and I'm able to, if I want, to just walk away from TV, which I may do here in the near future. And that's true freedom, guys. Health freedom, financial freedom, and just true independence and sovereignty is what this product offers in so many ways. And it's a godsend, and it's going to be a godsend for many people out there. So if you love somebody out there, which I'm sure you do, order Black Oxygen Organics for them, get it for yourself, and let the proof be in the pudding. Just like if I were to buy a car, I wouldn't buy it until I drove it. I want you to drive this. I want you to experience it, experience the effects, and jump on the train and have a blast, guys. So again, this is Pat Miletich, former UFC champion, UFC Hall of Famer. God bless and love you all.